Alright guys, today I am doing another Will Eno in the flu season. It is a tragedy. Um, if you've been watching these videos, you know how much I absolutely despised the last thing I read by Will Eno. I wouldn't say despised, okay, that's a little rough, but didn't really like it. So I was hoping this one was going to be better, and it was about this much. No, I take that back. It wasn't bad. It was interesting. Um, it's, spoiler alert, about a bunch of newscasters, journalists, out in the field reporting on this big event, which apparently is the sun going down. We don't know if it's never coming back up. It's just the sun going down, and as we all know, the media gets a little crazy about things sometimes, and that's what they do in this book. They actually go fucking batshit crazy. I would like to point out that in the very beginning, don't know if you can see it, maybe. You've read this, so you probably don't need me showing you. There are two quotes, and one is, "It went down," by Anonymous, and the other is, "We tried everything," also by Anonymous. And I would just like to call bullshit on that, because they don't try anything. They stand around, they discuss each other, they're constantly fighting for attention of the camera. Not the biggest surprise, everybody wants to be the one to break the story, but it's kind of like they're fighting for camera time the entire time, cutting each other off, not listening to each other, anything like that. It was okay. Again, you don't really know. I didn't realize reading halfway through this story, this story, it's kind of a story, that the darkness they were discussing was the tragedy. I thought they were discussing the darkness as something negative happening, and it shed this darkness, totally not thinking literal sense, it's dark outside. And then finally I realized, I was like, oh, they're, okay, so the sun went down, and is it coming up? I guess it kind of confused me because you have, what's her name, Constance at the home of a victim, but if the sun went down, isn't everyone a victim? So I was a little confused. Maybe I misread something there. But it seemed kind of out of place to be at a victim's house when everyone's having issues. Also, what is with dogs? The dogs, animals in the yard. They keep bringing up the animals, but it's never really, again, it's like they're just coming up with stories. Like, oh, let me tell you about the story of my life. What my dad told me. What whomever told me. Weird. Again, with Will Eno, I don't have a lot to talk about with him. It's not fabulous. He's got this dry, I'm sure he would be like a cool guy to hang out with, maybe. He's got like this dry sense of humor, and he's always questioning society, which I think is really what he's doing here. He's sure mocking the journalists and how they act, but I think he's really showing, yeah, the media overreacts on things, but he shows the true natures of each one of these people and how they cut each other off and how they're constantly fighting for attention and name calling and just straight talking smack about each other. And then eventually they're all like, oh no. It really reminds me of like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. It's not really falling. You guys are just going, as I said earlier, batshit freaking crazy. Yeah, again, not my favorite. I'm really enjoying Rule compared to Um, I will say that they kind of have a little bit in common, although they are drastically different, in that they deal with the everyday. With Will Eno, we're seeing, how people react to a life and things that we see on the media, things like that. And with Sarah Rule, sure, it's a little whimsy. Yeah, still using the word whimsy. But she's showing feelings and emotions like love and loss and things of that nature. She's doing it in a flowery way, where Will Eno is just like, fuck you, people die, this happens, kids get hurt, the media is a bunch of nut jobs who blow things out of proportion. And while they do it in different ways, they're both dealing kind of with the aspect of human life. Wow, got a little deep there. Not really, but yeah, I don't really have anything else to say on this. Would I recommend it to someone? No. Would I recommend it to a journalist student? Maybe. Someone that I argue with about the media? Probably. But other than that, I, again, will not go on Goodreads and rate this. It's, to me, not a great read, so I'm not going to waste my time. But if you're a journalist student or you enjoy learning about the media or anything like that, yeah, get on this.